Welcome to March 2020 Energy Trends. I'm Danielle Rama Hoffman of DivineTransmissions.com. This is Toth with an expanded intergalactic council of light, moving more into the forefront of this divine transmission. We are delighted to be continuing our energy trends conversation in the month of March. And this third month of the year is also a nod or a highlight or an underscoring of all that you have become from 2019, which was a 3 year. So you may notice in March, just in the background, we wanted to start with this, just in the background, a light referencing to that which you created in 2019, that which you shifted in 2019. And there may be like a very light return or circling back to seal in or to go deeper with some of the themes that emerged in 2019. With that being said, 2020 is now in full swing. That you've had the February 29th bonus day, this leap year day, and that the third month of the year is really being in those new energies of 2020. Sometimes there is the preparing to be in the new energies, that part of the cycle, and then there is the being in the new energies. So as we've spoken about in previous 2020 energy trends, the larger theme, or two of the larger themes for 2020 is momentum, is the first one, and a momentum that creates universes, a momentum that creates in a very potent and expansive way. So 2020 has a lot of momentum and utilizing the momentum that you've already built upon. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. And then the 4 really has to do, if you're adding the 2s and the 0s to be a 4-year, that really has to do with love. It has to do with love and infinite love, universal love, higher dimensional love, the frequency of love, the vibration of love. So this entire year is going to be inviting you to be more wholehearted, to be more in the space of love of self, love of others, and that love as a high frequency vibration of consciousness and a state of being, a come from and the journey and the go-to, that really also is what creates momentum. So we spoke in February about what partnerships, what partnering can create momentum, what collaborations, co-creations, what can happen when you come together in partnership with the universe, with light beings, with those that you know in your life, with nature, that can create a lot of momentum. That can create a lot of momentum. So we'll bring in some light language to really invite you to be in the new energies of 2020 that we're synthesizing with these few words of the momentum of love. Love momentum, the momentum of love. Love momentum. momentum of love. So I invite you to close your eyes if you're called and bring your awareness into your heart space. And just take a moment to be with your heart beating, to recalibrate, maybe cast your eyes down to look towards the heart. And as you look towards the heart and you're calibrating to the heart beating, just let any additional over energy that's in the head to just drop down. So it's natural that you may have a lot of mental energy. And just by casting your eyes down towards the heart and tuning into the heartbeat, just have a sense of some of that mental overactivity, trying to figure things out, just relaxes, and that there's this communication that starts to happen between the higher energy centers and the heart space. The energy centers in the heart space. And now we'll bring in some languages of light and some languages of love to really just invite you into the new energies of 2020. So just allow yourself to be in this spa in a receptive mode if you choose to receive even more momentum through love. Tuning into your heart and having an awareness of love awakening, of love coming out of silent repose, of divine love, infinite love, awakening within and rising to create more space, to create more space for another theme of this 4-year is space, is space, is space. And love is spacious. Love is opulent. Love is bountiful. Love is inclusive. Love is a frequency of the awakened heart. This is the higher purpose of the shift in consciousness, as you know, to be coming from that space of the heart. And that the heart is the nexus place of above and below, of the upper and the lower energy centers, and that they are all connected, all firing, all part of the oneness and of the wholeness. So as you are in these first few weeks of March, and you're experiencing some gentle reflection from the 3-year of 2019, and you are deepening into the energies of 2020 that have to do, as we've mentioned, with the spaciousness of love and the momentum that that brings. Sometimes we hear from some of you that have been on your path of awakening for some time, that you notice that what motivates you has changed. That in survival consciousness, in separation consciousness, lack has been very motivating. Survival has been very motivating. That sense that there is something missing. And now that you are anchored in your choice to be in the new paradigm, what we speak of as unity consciousness, that doubt and fear and worry is not what drives you. It's not the essence of the motivation. And so as that change is happening, it can feel like being in the middle of the ocean without any horizon that you can see. It can feel a little bit like you're not who you used to be, and you sense you're not entirely who you're becoming, and the orientation points are gone. the game has changed. So there can be this recalibration or this point where you go, okay, so now what is inspiring me? So now what is the emanation of the expansion within me coming from? And that the sense of, and we're getting to the momentum piece, the sense that that momentum, and that momentum is building and building and building and building. Like we speak about the impulse of creation, that creation has an impulse. Life knows how to live, creation knows how to create. And there's momentum that naturally builds and builds and builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. And this momentum then starts to take on a movement. It takes on a flow. It takes on a direction. It has an infinite heart intelligence to it. It has a flow to it. So in this month of March, we invite you to really allow the new energies to build in your system. The energies of love, the energies of space, and really that motivation it really becomes an overflowing. It really becomes, this is the next natural step. You're being who you are, you're connected to source, you're replenished, you're in oneness, you're in wholeness, and nothing is missing, nothing needs to be fixed, nothing is wrong, all is well, now what? And then you expand. That's a part of the divine nature. Expansion. You have an awareness. So even in that period, and this may have shown up for each of you in different ways, even in that period where the horizon seems to be missing and you're in the middle of the ocean, and for some of you that may have felt like a consolidation of your energy, or not really knowing what direction to take, kind of a limbo state, that after a while, even if you're just staring out the window, after a while, a direction comes. There's some expansion. Movement is a given. Change is a given. So even if there appears to be some shift where you're not pushing and forcing and struggling and striving and whipping yourself into action, it's more of this overflowing and this emanation, and the space gets filled. The vessel expands into the space. So we know we packed a lot into this energy trend. We always like to do that so that as you tune into it again, there's multidimensional layers. You access what's yours. It can be deepened into. And we invite you to really, as much as you can in these first few weeks, have a sense of energy building. Have a sense of love awakening. Have a sense of that momentum starting to take place, and know that the momentum already has direction. Yes, you're clarifying that direction. You've already have the vision. You've already developed the direction. You already have put that in place, even if it's not fully conscious. So now it's more having that momentum to to be in it, to be creating it, to be actualizing it. So as we complete, we invite you to just take some more breaths, and throughout the month, if you find yourself getting too much in your head, just take a few breaths, close your eyes, cast your eyes downward to the heart, feel your heart beating. And if you choose, you can just say to yourself, I choose to come from love. All is well, now what? Well, now what is that I choose to come from love. All is light and love, and we are all.